I've always been really interested in the healthcare industry. When I was at Princeton, I was pre-med, but I also really loved math and writing. So instead of going down the medical school route, I decided to go into investment banking, where I learned finance and accounting inside and out. After 5 years, I made the switch into research, which really combines all the things that I love in one package. Medical technologies and services will have a pretty good year this year. In a world full of unknowns right now, it's pretty well insulated. You don't have as much macroeconomic exposure. Also, unlike the drug industry, you don't have the potential for severe price shocks. I think there are some areas in medical devices where one needs to be cautious. I'm a bit negative on the hearing aid industry, for example, and there I think the outlook could be even worse if somebody like Samsung does indeed come into the market. I think one area that would make me a bit more nervous is if the US government through Medicare does try to directly address medical device pricing in the US, where there are pockets where devices are much more expensive than they are in Europe. However, I do think that's a pretty unlikely scenario. I really like the variety in being an analyst, particularly the sector that I cover, because medical devices and services has multiple subsectors that are very different from one another. I also really enjoy the variety of being an analyst. Some days I spend a lot of time talking to clients, other days I'm doing deep analytical research, and other days I'm mainly writing. So it's always interesting and it's always different. Healthcare is fascinating, ever-changing, and even small innovations can make a big difference to the outlook of a company, to the outlook of their patients. So there is always something new to learn. If I hadn't become an analyst, I probably would be a doctor, maybe an orthopedic surgeon.